talking about, again, thank you, Mr. Congressman, and people for being here. Staying informed, asking questions. Many communities are taking a look at this. If you're consuming energy, you are starting to take a look at producing energy at the same time. Accommodating and taking a look at new technologies. A number of things are happening. I can tell you this, congratulations, welcome aboard. I'm glad you're here, but you're finding out that you are very much involved from this point forward in the community planning process having to do with energy. A number of things are happening, and this is reality. Farmers really get it, because I want you to think about this, is that energy development is a commodity-intensive business. Matter of fact, energies are commodities, or prices are determined with regard to supply and demand over time. Now, I can talk about the slide for the next 2 hours, because I'm sharp enough to go, why don't you take a look at is this. These are actual energy prices for natural gas, crude oil, and electric generation since around 1997. Each one of those red boxes on those charts are basically what you would call a stair step. It's a pricing period. And consequently, just like the stair steps in front of your home, you're seeing where energy prices basically are going. This is no longer a fad, ladies and gentlemen. It's very much a long-term trend. A number of things are happening in the 21st century. When you take a look at these particular types of things, is that when you talk about energy development, a number of things are happening. Energy Security Act of 2007 on the federal level. Senate Bill 221 here in Ohio, similar legislation in 36 other states. In the 20th century, we relied on commissions and government entities, and we said basically generation, fuel, create it, transport it, distribution network, get it to where we can buy it, cheapest possible cost, and we will pay the bill. That scenario is changing very rapidly. From this point forward, communities, farmers and rural residents, neighborhoods, towns, villages, counties, groups of counties, regions of states, parts of the United States are going to be working together in some way, shape, or form to control some aspect of their energy costs. We're all going to be working with regard to creating toolboxes. We're going to be all taking a look at different resources, some natural, some technical, some man-made. And from this point forward, we're being asked basically to work together in rooms this size and even smaller to take a look at creating those particular toolboxes to find ways to control our energy costs. That's called a diversified energy portfolio, and I've been doing that with farmers for close to 20 years. And a lot of people are finding this out when you start taking a look at creating those toolboxes, is that there ain't no silver bullet. There is no one all-encompassing technology from this point forward that's going to take our need for a fuel or electric generation and address it. There ain't no silver bullet, but there's a lot of silver buckshot. And you're going to be asked to take a look at a number of different technologies and different things here in this part of the state, here in Stark County, here in Canton, here in this neighborhood to address some aspect to control your energy costs and your energy use. What you're going to be taking a look at in your toolbox, what you learn right now working with a number of energy developers in oil and gas is going to serve you extremely well, because you're going to be doing that many times over the next 1 or 2 decades. What are things you're going to be taking a look at? What could work here basically? Because I tell you this, each toolbox is rather unique. Case in point, Bowling Green, Ohio. You have a wind turbine project out there. You have a wind farm. That wind farm with Bowling Green Municipal Electric Company and 9 other municipal electric companies across Ohio, as close as Cuyahoga Falls, just up the road. They took a look at resources and technology that were available. They took a look at the wind there. They took a look at interconnection with the First Energy Circuits. They took a look basically at when the wind is blowing, they're going to be able to generate their intermediate load supply from those wind turbines. They're still going to get their base load generation directly from coal and nuclear fire generation capacity in the Appalachian Plateau. That's not going to change. but they're more expensive intermediate low supply. When the wind is blowing, it's coming from there. They're shaving a penny a kilowatt off of that charge. That doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it's millions of dollars per year. And that's not talking about what they're doing with regard to solar, fuel cell, and other things. That's a diversified energy portfolio. Will wind work here in Stark County? Don't know, can't tell you, but you're going to be taking a look at a number of things. For instance, you are going to be taking a look at electric system upgrades. That local distribution circuit has been installed here anytime since 1920 through the Korean conflict. In many areas is fully subscribed. I can show you places within an hour here when a farmer goes out to basically milk cows and flips a switch to start the compressors on the milkers. Everybody's lights in the local distribution circuit. We don't want to give a blue screen of death to anybody's computer. For many of those folks, the next step is going to be a total refit of that distribution circuit. Who's going to pay for that? We are. Which means we need to be in the room, we need to be working with folks, we need to be talking, discussing how is that going to be refitted to take a look at our needs well into the second part of the century. And if you're not at the table discussing that, ladies and gentlemen, yes, you will be part of the menu. Advanced metering infrastructure. I work with American Electric Power. There's 250,000 customers in Northeast Columbus, including farms as far west as Pataskla and Johnstown, that no longer have an analog meter. They have a digital two-way communication device. They know what the price of electricity is every 15 minutes, and they're being asked to take a look at the number of different products and services which complement that to help to control their energy costs. Looking at battery backup systems that go in their backyard when there's a power failure, 48-hour supply of electricity. Self-healing systems, when you have a windstorm go through and the trees tear down basically part of the circuit, the computer system and battery backup systems the size of a small building in the middle of the neighborhood make sure electricity is going through what is left. They're looking at appliances with BG chips, wired and wireless two-way communication devices where actual appliances talk to each other, share load. They have basically a software program in a laptop on a kitchen counter or in their office that they're programming to help them with regard to that. How do people feel about that? They hate it. Why? Because energy is no longer a simple choice. It's not coming into the room, flipping the switch, and watching the lights go on. I don't like it either. Heck, I don't even like programming the cable box. My son is 16 years old. He's learning to do the software development in high school right now. My grandchild, when he's 5, I'm giving him a laptop and say, can you do the house for me? So that's where we're going with that. That mind shift, that education and outreach is going to be very important. Utility rates and tariffs, you are seeing them continually going up. And that trend will continue. When you do have rate hearings, it's interesting as this, we do call them the gripe session, because people come in, they talk about a number of things, a lot of people smile, say yes and that, and you go back and the rate still goes up. You're going to be seeing questions asked from the other side of the table. A question might go like this in a few years. We know the rates are going up. Let's talk about controlling some aspect of your energy cost. How many of these tools are you using with your neighborhood, with your community, in your home? The more you use them together and work with people, the better rate we're going to be able to give you. And oh, by the way, decide not to use any of it, no problem. No impunity, no penalty, but remember, we got a rate for that too. We're being asked to do a number of things. Pipelines and storage field capacity, that whole system is going to be upgraded. Local collection line systems taking natural gas liquids, and oil to central collection points and refineries are all going to be rebuilt. Intrastate pipeline capacity, taking those natural gas liquids and other products across the state into Indiana, Illinois, and other places of refining is going to be done too.